Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Murder by Numbers. Thanks for tuning in. So, we drew the conclusion that our informant we were looking for all along was the victim. In this case, unfortunately. So, where do we go from here? I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to call this into headquarters. I'm going to be in big trouble. Won't you get in trouble? Probably, but I just can't sit on I can't just sit on a murder case. How are you going to explain why you're here? I'll let you know when I figure that out myself. Right now, I've got a bigger problem. No radio. You didn't think to bring a radio? Those things are bulky! It would have blown my cover! As opposed to, say, a police badge. Oh, look, let that go. Very funny, but it doesn't solve my radio problem. We'll be back in LA about 20 minutes. Thought you might want to know. Still don't know what your accent is, I'm really sorry. Hey, wait a second! You got a radio up on that bridge of yours? Yeah. Show me where it is. I've got to send a message. What about us? Keep looking around. Talk to people. If the killer's still on board, we need to know who they are. Okay. Ooh, the Anemone Bridge. Oh, hi. Ray, what you got to say? Tread carefully, Honor. Don't forget, we can get you out of TV and into the big leagues. But if you and that decrepit detective try to slander my sister with false accusations, I'll see to it you never work in this town again. You're a little late, Ray. I'm not in that business anymore. Ha! Have you considered being a little less defensive? It'd be pretty easy to get the wrong impression about you. I've got every reason to be. The media will spin this as yet another Aiden Kino controversy. The discovery of that body will mean months of vicious articles in the press, a trial in the kangaroo court of public opinion. I suggest you think very hard before you make any allegations. I could bring a harassment case down on you so hard you'll wish it was you lying in that lifeboat. Ray? Threats? Implicit and explicit threats? Not a good look for you. Not a good look for you, dude. This boat is really something. It must have cost a fortune. It didn't come easily, but now the same executives who laughed us out of their offices are begging to work with Aiden, so it's one of those situations, huh? Hard work and visionary thinking freed her from the systems that suffocate Hollywood. The Anemone represents that freedom. Wow. Your sister introduced herself to me. Consider yourself lucky. Not many get the chance. I realize the two of you are close, but do you think there's any chance that she's involved in what happened to Lori? Absolutely not! What do you know about Clyde Muscleman? As much as you. The agency sent him as a replacement for our regular captain. When we arrived this morning, he was already here. Have you seen him anywhere near the lifeboat where Lori was found? He never left the bridge as far as I know. Okay, what have we not presented to you? All this stuff, I think. Have we? How did you know the victim? She was providing security at the party, making sure nobody left the deck. Or at least she was supposed to. What do you mean by that? Not long after we left the dock, I saw someone down by the lifeboats. That area was supposed to be out of bounds. I assumed it was a guest trying to pry, so I went to escort them back to the party. But by the time I'd made my way down to the lifeboat, there was nobody there. Oh, that must have been the killer! Maybe. At the time, I was more annoyed that our security guard had abandoned her duty. Now I know why. I have nothing to say about that. Do you recognize the phrase engraved on this bracelet? I bet it's a quote from the movie or something. Sorry, no, never mind. LETHE were hired to provide security at the party. You can't be too careful at these kinds of events. Apparently not. Have you used them before? Yes, for several events in the past. Never had any trouble. Until now. We found this shell casing near the body. Any thoughts? Sorry, I don't know the first thing about guns. Are you sure about that? You seem the type of guy to be intimately familiar with guns. You said Lori was hired to make sure nobody left the main deck. Why? Because I don't want anyone snooping around the rest of the yacht. Is it wrong to enforce a little privacy? Unfortunately, that privacy was exactly the opportunity the killer needed. No one even heard the gunshot. That's not my responsibility. Okay. I guess I'll keep looking around before I go to the new location. What more is there to find around here? Hello? Is it all the way up here? Wait, well, where is it? Okay, No chance in hell I'm missing an item for this chapter like I did in the last one. So I'm gonna investigate very thoroughly as much as I can before I move on to other sections. Though sometimes I do want to balance episodes by at least talking to people before I dive into 7,000 straight rounds of Picross puzzles, but you know, gets a little complicated to figure out sometimes, okay? How much is this? 5? That's 10. That is 10. Okay. I got real passionate in the last episode talking about, you know, gender stuff. It's something I'm really passionate about. And something I thought about is the fact that in me for just trying to discover myself, right? I couldn't find my style for a while of like what to wear, how to present myself, right? I couldn't really figure it out for the longest time. And you know, I really appreciate when I talked about like me figuring out stuff about like my sexuality and like thoughts about my gender and stuff earlier in the series. I really appreciate all the really kind and supportive comments, as well as those who also are sharing their own experiences. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. It was very touching. It's been a huge highlight of this series for me. I'm just so glad that the game itself could talk about these things and then it could spark discussion from us. I think that's really cool. Before I go on with that, I'm having trouble spreading my roots out from here. For example, X 1, 2, X 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that hit about there. So 1X, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it would only overlap there, I believe. That didn't really help all too much. What else can I figure out from here? No clue what this is a part of. Come on. Okay, 4X1. So 1X, 1, 2X, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait, are we sure? 1X, 1, 2X, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we are pretty sure about that. Okay, about 4X, 1, 2. Still room for that. How about down here? This has gotta garner something. This is looking pretty juicy. Oopsie. Oh, perfect. That's gotta be a good chunk of something. Yeah, anyways, so I think for a while I kind of rejected anything like pretty feminine, because like I never really wanted to attract any kind of particular attention to myself, I suppose. I think it's sort of an extension of that phase I think a lot of people go through where they reject anything like really girly or pink just because of like how obnoxiously society was trying to cater to that, right? They were like, girls, they still do it nowadays, but girls, pink, boys, blue, pink and girly stuff, only for girls, right? So it's like, you know, sometimes some people enter that rebellious phase of like, come on, that's too much, I don't like that, stop it, right? I'm gonna completely reject that and go in the opposite direction and be an edgy person. It's like, yeah, I hate pink, I hate girly stuff, right? I'm still struggling to warm up to pink at this point, but I am coming around to it in small doses. And I think I also never felt attractive enough or like comfortable enough in my own skin to warrant wearing very like feminine articles of clothing. I mean stuff like dresses, form-fitting clothes, crop tops, anything like that. If I did take a chance to wear that stuff, people would kind of make a big deal out of it naturally because, you know, it's not something I normally wore, right? So obviously it'd be like, whoa, why, this is different, right? And I didn't like that attention, like, ooh, going to a special occasion, what's that for? Like, oh, it can't just be for me, it can't just be for myself. But like, it makes sense why they would do that. I can't really blame them, but it annoyed me that people made a big deal of it. So it was just this big vicious cycle. Over time, I do remember someone pointed out that they thought I wore gender neutral clothes a lot, and I ended up really liking that notion. The more I thought about it over time. And then at the same time, I think I started caring a bit less about like what gendered style I was wearing. Like, oh, am I like really girly girl? Am I gender neutral? Am I very masculine? Like how do I want to present myself? Like this is the image people are gonna see. And I kind of stopped caring. I was like, you know what? Whatever makes me happy. Just if it looks cute and I think it'll look good on me, whatever makes me happy. I don't have to adhere to just one style, and that's totally cool. I just bought a few crop tops the other day, actually, but this time I worked incredibly hard to find high-waisted shorts, because I didn't know for the longest time you kind of have to pair crop tops with high-waisted shorts, because I think I accidentally had like one one shirt that ended up being sort of crop toppy. It was pretty short. And 1X, 1, 2, yeah. And I didn't own any high-waisted shorts. I didn't own any for the longest time. So whenever I wore it, it looked so unflattering. Like my stomach would show a little bit, but like in the most unflattering way, right? It was just, I didn't like it. I was like, oh, gross. So I learned to go look for crop tops. So man, I was in that Forever 21 for hours. I was in there for hours, just desperately trying on so many different shorts to see what would be flattering to my body shape, and it was extremely difficult. It was a lot of pain. Hold on. I'm struggling. There's this whole wide open area. Okay, what can we do? So this has got to be this could be the 1-4. This could be the 1-4, or this could be the 4 itself. I don't know. I feel like either way I have to put one here. I feel like I do, because like, let's say this is the 1, right? X, and then X, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Or, so let's say this is the 4. Either way, I have to put one here. I have to put one there. Okay? That's a little bit of something, like, oopsie. Oh, we don't know if this is the 2 or not. We don't know. Heck. I need more progress. I need more progress! Okay, so there's 3 1s in these 3 sections, so this has to be where the 2 sits. Okay? Meaning there has to be a 1 sitting here. Pretty sure. Okay. That's something. Oh my god, struggle! 1, 2, and then 1X, 1. Because 2X, 1X, 1 will not fit, so 2 has to be here. Okay, this is looking promising. This is looking like a promising leap. So this is one of the 2s. Okay, great. Does that help with this? No. It helps with that. Oh my god. Yeah. Anyways, and so this is my very first time getting crop tops, and I actually felt pretty cute once I paired it with the right flattering looking high-waisted shorts. And I didn't care that my stomach would peek out a little bit every so often. I felt self-conscious before, any time at all, showing my stomach, because I don't have, a real flat stomach. I just got a little bit of squishiness, but, as long as I can make the shape look flattering overall, I don't really care now. I felt cute. I felt confident. It was a big undertaking. I wanted to owe to myself to feel more comfortable in my own skin and not try so hard to worry about like conforming to, typical beauty standards. Anyways, as you can tell, I'm really passionate about people being comfortable with themselves, regardless of what gender or sexuality they identify with, tying into my discussion in the last episode about masculinity and not being afraid to do things that are, again, outside of the gender norm. And people are like, oh, yeah, that's only what things dudes should do or women should do, right? Like, forget about all that. Just do whatever makes you happy. You don't have to adhere to wear what you like, do what activities you like, express your admiration for people regardless of gender. You don't have to adhere to all of that. I really admire the people who are very vocal and advocative. And again, tying back to the last episode, the Try Guys are very unapologetically doing all this stuff and being really cool role models. And I really admire that. And maybe me putting my opinion out there can add a little bit to that pool of stuff. I hope that, it's again, I don't feel like I get to talk about this stuff very much, or I never really felt comfortable talking about these things very much, to be quite honest. And that's kind of that's on me, right? That's a bit on me, just because like I sort of made assumptions, or maybe just had experiences when doing Let's Play stuff. I don't really have a big audience. But sometimes I had some interactions where I just felt like I couldn't really be vocal about this kind of thing. I felt like I was like, oh, a lot of times a big part of gaming audiences is just gonna be like cis, hetero, straight dudes, and they're not gonna want to hear about this stuff or things like that. Like I scared myself into that, and I felt really uncomfortable talking about it. But this series especially has really opened up a lot of just me feeling more comfortable discussing this kind of thing. It's very important to me. It's very, very important to me. I do often keep quiet about these things when I have a very specific game I'm playing that does cater to a certain audience and draws in certain people. It's a delicate balance, but I really appreciate like what this game has kind of allowed me to feel comfortable discussing. And again, the things that people have been saying and how supportive people have been, and please share your own experiences, right? Yeah, thank you all so much for coming along so far and being real supportive and cool. Be comfortable in yourself, love who you are, do what you want. It's the emergency escape plan for the anemone.
Oh, then this evidence is of no use. We already know where the lifeboat is.
We know where that lifeboat is, but this plan says there should be another one.
Where did it go?
So there was one released. Out to sea, I'm guessing, which means the killer could have gotten away already.
It seems sometimes the most important clues are more about what is missing than what can be found.
Yes, very true, very true. So, what do you think about that, Ray? This plan says the anemone is equipped with 2 lifeboats, but I can only see one. Where's the other one? Damn it! It's gone! Those were top of the line! Quick release, silent operation, perfect for murder and getting away with murder! I have to report this. Where's that detective? He's busy. Didn't you notice the lifeboat was missing? Parties like this don't run themselves. I don't have time to check no one steals a lifeboat. Why would anyone do that?
It's possible the murderer used it to escape.
In that case, I hope you catch them. It'll cost a fortune to replace. Yeah, the onus is on me, for sure, understood. Okay, to the bridge. Take it to the bridge. So, wait, I dial in the radio frequency here, and then what? Press the red button. What red button? I can't see a red button. On the left. You call that red? That's orange! God. The technology gets so damn complicated! Struggle. He's struggling. What's up? How's it going over here? How's it going? I'm kind of busy with this radio, Mizrahi. Did you need something? Need a hand with that transmitter? I may not have my own robot. Not everybody gets a cool robot, but I think I can handle a simple radio. I just need to figure out why it won't transmit.
I would suggest...
I don't need your suggestions! Clyde's told me to push this and turn that about 100 times already. I've tried everything!
But the main power switch is set to off. That is the first basic rule.
There's a power switch? You must be glad Clyde is here to show you how to work the radio and apparently not tell you that the power is off for some reason, Clyde. I don't think you know what you're doing either. Are you kidding? This guy's monosyllabic. I actually don't know how to pronounce that. I obviously know that means one syllable, but how do you pronounce that? I am gonna pull up the Google Translate lady and see what she has to say about that. Monosyllabic. How do you say that? Monosyllabic. That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible. Monosyllabic. It's like talking to a Dick and Jane book. Cool. Sick reference, dude. This escape plan shows 2 lifeboats, but there's only one on the deck, the one with Lori inside. So what happened to the other one?
It seems they were released.
Released? You mean the killer might have gotten away already? I'd better get this radio working fast, or this case is going to be dead in the water. Okay.
Hi, Clyde.
How's it going, Captain? Fine. Okay. How are you getting on with Detective Cross? I'll be glad to get out of here. That well, huh? Sounds like a great time. What were you doing during the party? I didn't see you. I've been here all day.
Is there anyone who can confirm that?
Ask Ray. Okay. The yacht's escape plan says there should be more than one lifeboat. What happened? How should I know? Well, you are the captain. Temporary captain. Were the lifeboats here when you came on board? I don't remember.
Don't you do any safety checks before leaving port?
Ray wasn't happy about leaving late, so I had to skip a few. You know, not big deal. You skipped checking the lifeboats? It was either that or skipping checking the hull for leaks. Terrible. Absolutely sketchy and terrible. And that brings us to the end of the episode. Okay, this environment looking pretty cool. I'm liking it. I like the nice little water shine effect they added. You know, really adds to the realism of this. Makes me feel like I am at sea. It sure is hot enough to feel like I'm there. All it's missing is the nice sea breeze in here. Oh, it's so hot lately. All right, join me next time. This is Axus, over and out.